UCLA Medical Center. You're seeing the live picture there. The police, of course, standing by, and I imagine, of course, would be quite a scene. Courtney, on a day when Hollywood was already sort of reeling from, I suppose, the not surprising news that Farrah Fawcett had reached the end, she had been sick for some time, how big a shock is the news that Michael Jackson, if in fact his father's correct, that he had a heart attack? How big a surprise would that be?
It's an enormous surprise, David. You just said it. We were all talking about Farrah Fawcett passing away today. That's a death that we saw coming, and yet we were still really shaken by and surprised by that when we were faced with the actual reality of it. So to find out so late in the day here, at least on the East Coast, that Michael Jackson might have had a heart attack and worse, and might have died, is just absolutely stunning and flabbergasting, especially in light of the fact that people I spoke to very close to his inner circle in terms of his tour were saying he's healthy, he's doing great. He wanted to actually extend rehearsals. He was wanting to do 2-a-day rehearsals from what I was told. And I said, no, you can't overextend yourself. You have a really big tour coming up. So, yeah, tremendous, tremendous surprise, David.
This is just coming into us now. Los Angeles Times is reporting that Michael Jackson has died. Both the LA Times and CBS News are reporting that Michael Jackson has died. CNN is efforting to confirm this independently for you, but you just heard it's been a very dire situation. Michael Jackson rushed to the hospital. He was unresponsive. They performed CPR, said he was not breathing, according to officials. They released just in the last 5 or 10 minutes that he was in a coma, and now the Los Angeles Times and CBS News are reporting that Michael Jackson has died. Michael Jackson, 50 years old, been working feverishly to put together a concert tour, a massive concert tour of 50 dates in London beginning this summer.
And good evening, everyone. We're beginning tonight with late news from Los Angeles. The LA Times is reporting that pop star Michael Jackson has died. Paramedics had been called to his home today. They found him in cardiac arrest, not breathing, and rushed him to the hospital. Bill Whitaker is in Los Angeles with the very latest. Bill, what can you tell us?
Katie, startling news here this evening. As you were saying, the LA paramedics got a 911 call at about 12:21 this afternoon from Michael Jackson's posh house in Bel Air. They rushed to the house and found him in cardiac arrest, not breathing. They took him by ambulance to the nearby UCLA Medical Center, where shortly after his arrival it was announced that he was in a coma. His family members rushed to be by his side. But just a short while ago, at 3:15 Pacific time, Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was pronounced dead.
At about 1300 hours today, Mr. Jackson was transported from this location by paramedics to UCLA Medical Center. At about 2:30 in the afternoon, Mr. Jackson was pronounced over at UCLA Medical Center. About 4 o'clock this afternoon, Robbery Homicide Division was notified of this incident and directed by the Chief of Police to come out and handle the death investigation. Currently, the LA County Coroner's Office is taking possession of Mr. Jackson's body. They will handle any other inquiries into the type of death or anything as it relates to that at that point in time.
Is there any signs inside that he was over-medicated?
I have no further information than what I gave you at this time.
Can you tell us what you were looking for inside, Lieutenant, and what you saw and found?
Again, like I said, I have no further information to give you at this time. I'm sorry, but at this point in time, it's a coroner's investigation. So any of those questions will have to be directed to the LA County Coroner's Office.
Is it a suspicious death, Lieutenant? Is it suspicious death? The fact that you're here?
Where he was when he was stricken?
The Los Angeles Police Department handles death investigations every day. Robbery homicide was assigned to this because of the high-profile nature of it. Don't read into anything as it relates to my team being here. Just my fact of all of you being here caused the chief to decide that we should handle this investigation.
Have you searched the house for...
I've got nothing else for you guys. Okay, thank you very much.
What has the hospital said?
The hospital has been involved. They haven't released a statement yet. What I can tell you is that ET has exclusively obtained the last photo of Michael Jackson as he was being removed by paramedics from his Holmby Hills home. As you heard earlier, it's very close to here, about 6 minutes away. He was in full cardiac arrest. The paramedics attempted to revive him during transport here to the hospital, and they continued to attempt to revive him inside the emergency room. Obviously, they were not successful. But if you see in the photo, I don't know if you have the photo up there, Larry, you can see the paramedics attempting to revive Michael, and his eyes are closed.
How did you get that photograph?
I don't know, Larry. You'll have to ask my executive producer.
That's a heck of a job of reporting.
Again, at about 12:30 this afternoon, based on a 911 call that came from Michael Jackson's rented home in the Holmby Hills section of Los Angeles, responders came to Michael Jackson, found that he had absolutely no pulse, worked to revive that pulse, and were unable to, at which point they rushed him here to the UCLA Medical Center, where we understand that he was declared dead here. Again, Michael Jackson was trying to relaunch his career. A major performer and singer, obviously, in the 1970s after having created his own solo career after the Jackson 5, and obviously had some very difficult times, some allegations of child sexual abuse. There have been reports, of course, that he has been having some very serious financial problems. A report in the Wall Street Journal recently saying that he was at least half a billion dollars in debt, and that he was trying to get his home back again, or to try to sell it, that he was having some hard time trying to upkeep that Neverland Ranch. Was launching major concerts in Europe, was working overtime to do that. Now, of course, we understand that he's passed away. David?
Michael Oku outside the UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles. We're joined now on the phone by Mark Lester, who is the godfather of Michael Jackson's children, Prince and Paris. Mark, obviously, our sympathies, our condolences are with everybody in the Jackson family and everybody who's close to him. I wonder if you can just tell us what you heard today, what you know, your reaction.
Yeah, cool. Okay, mate, give me a call back in a minute, okay? Cheers.
Mark, it's David Schuster. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, Mark, it's David Schuster, and I just want to get your reaction, our sympathies, of course, with the entire Jackson family. You're the godfather of Michael Jackson's children. I wonder if you can talk about the situation as you know it.
Well, we're just absolutely shocked, and we're absolutely devastated. We're just hoping and praying that these reports are unfounded, but I mean, it's so sad. We were with Michael just shortly, and he was in such good form, such good spirits, so positive. I'm just absolutely devastated about the whole thing.
Mark, when was the last time that you saw Michael? You said that he was in good spirits. He seemed to be doing well.
Well, we spent a lot of time when he was here in London. He was preparing for it and did a presentation at the O2 Arena, and he was in just such a high. He was focused, and he was just really looking forward to his concerts here in London.
You were all with Michael Jackson Tuesday night and Wednesday night before he died. How did he seem?
Michael was great to me. He was happy. You know, we did a long, exhaustive technical rehearsal, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. And then by the time we got him to the stage, I just like to describe this, because my band just saw this. They were like, man, MJ had a glow about him. He had his shoulders back, his head up, and he just looked great. He sounded great.
Inner happiness.
He just had this triumphant feel about him, just like, you know.
There are reports circulating that he didn't want to do all these shows, that he maybe didn't want to follow